Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today we will journey through North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. North and South, written by Elizabeth Gaskell and published in 1855, is a compelling tale of social conflict, class disparity, and romance set against the backdrop of the Industrial Revolution in Victorian England. The novel contrasts the industrial North and the agrarian South of England through the experiences of Margaret Hale, a young woman who moves from the tranquil South to the bustling industrial town of Milton in the North. Plot summary: Margaret Hale leads a serene life in the quiet village of Helstone in the south of England. Raised amid the idyllic countryside, she dreams of a future filled with simplicity and peace. Her father, Mr. Hale, a clergyman, provides the family with a stable and tranquil existence. However, this tranquility is shattered when Mr. Hale experiences a crisis of faith. His inability to reconcile his beliefs with the doctrines of the Church of England forces him to resign from his clerical position, an act that sets the Hale family on an unexpected path. Reluctantly, Margaret and her parents move to the industrial town of Milton Northern, a place that starkly contrasts with the verdant and gentle landscape of the South. Milton is a world of smoke and machinery, where the relentless hum of cotton mills fills the air. The town pulses with the rhythm of industry, and the people's lives are tightly woven into the fabric of factory work. Margaret finds herself in a harsh environment where the social divides between the mill owners and their workers are as sharp as the clattering machinery that surrounds them. Her father takes up work as a tutor, and one of his pupils is John Thornton, the powerful and ambitious owner of Marlborough Mills. Thornton is a man forged by the demands of industrial capitalism. Raised in hardship, he has climbed to his current status through sheer determination and a ruthless work ethic. He is admired and feared by his workers and the community alike. Margaret and Thornton's first encounters are fraught with tension. She views him as the embodiment of all that is harsh and unfeeling in the industrial North, while he sees her as a haughty and naive outsider who fails to understand the realities of life in Milton. As Margaret becomes more attuned to the struggles of the working class, her eyes open to the vast gulf between the mill owners and the workers. She befriends Nicholas Higgins, a mill worker who is deeply involved in the labor union, and his daughter Bessie, who is suffering from a terminal illness brought on by the unhealthy conditions in the mills. Through the Higgins family, Margaret learns about the workers' lives, their grievances, and their desire for fair treatment. She sympathizes with their plight and begins to see Thornton and the other mill owners as oppressors who perpetuate their suffering. Thornton, on the other hand, is captivated by Margaret's strength and beauty despite their ideological differences. He sees in her a fiery spirit that matches his own, and his admiration gradually turns into love. When he proposes to her, however, she rejects him, misinterpreting his proposal as a domineering claim over her rather than a genuine expression of love. This rejection wounds Thornton deeply, and it seems to widen the chasm between them even further. The conflict in Milton comes to a head when the mill workers, driven by desperation, go on strike. Tensions mount as they demand better wages and working conditions, but Thornton, standing firm in his belief that yielding would threaten the survival of his business, refuses to negotiate. The strike leads to a violent confrontation outside Marlborough Mills, where an angry mob gathers, threatening to break into the premises. In a moment of crisis, Margaret rushes to Thornton's aid, shielding him from the mob's wrath. She is struck by a stone and falls unconscious, but her courageous act leaves a profound impact on Thornton. It forces him to reevaluate his understanding of Margaret, as well as his views on the relationship between mill owners and workers. Margaret's actions during the riot create a swirl of rumors and misunderstandings. Her reputation is called into question, and Thornton finds himself torn between his love for her and the suspicion that she has been hiding secrets from him. Meanwhile, Margaret's brother Frederick, a naval officer living in exile due to his involvement in a mutiny, makes a clandestine visit to see their dying mother. During this visit, Margaret is caught in a compromising situation when she is seen at the train station with Frederick. Thornton, unaware of Frederick's identity and Margaret's reasons for secrecy, witnesses this encounter and is left confused and pained by what he perceives as deceit. The loss of Mrs. Hale and the mounting pressures in Milton drive the Hale family to the brink. Mr. Hale, stricken with grief and feeling the weight of his decisions, passes away, leaving Margaret to fend for herself. She returns to the south, a place that now seems foreign and distant after her experiences in the north. During this time, Thornton faces his own trials. The mills are failing, and he is on the verge of financial ruin. His mother, a stern and proud woman, is his only confidant, but even she cannot help him avert the crisis that looms over Marlborough Mills. Margaret, now a wealthy heiress after inheriting a fortune from her godfather, finds herself in a position of power and independence. She reflects on her time in Milton and the people she left behind. The North, once so alien and harsh, has become a place of deep personal significance. She realizes that her feelings for Thornton have evolved, shaped by a newfound understanding of the complexities of his character and the struggles he faces. Fate brings Margaret and Thornton back together in London. They meet, both changed by their experiences, and the barriers that once separated them have fallen away. Thornton, humbled by his failures and losses, is no longer the rigid, unyielding man she once knew. Margaret, softened by her own trials and aware of the courage it takes to stand by one's convictions, sees him in a new light. In this reunion, they find common ground and a shared vision for the future. A future where their differences are not obstacles, but strengths that can be united for a greater good. Their reconciliation is not just a personal union, but also a symbolic bridging of the gap between North and South. It speaks to the possibility of understanding and compromise in a world divided by class and industry. Together, they represent a new way forward, one built on respect, compassion, and a willingness to see beyond one's own perspective. That's it for now. If you enjoyed this, check out other books by Elizabeth Gaskell. You'll find them in the description or just search for them on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Elizabeth Gaskell's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.